Here we go!
Hey, what's going on, Blue Blurs? This is Gamer Blake 90, proud chief of the Blue Blurs, baby, and welcome back to my channel. For today's video, I suggest strapping on a pair of flippers and goggles because we're going to be diving head first into what I believe is the most reviled stage in Sonic 1. And that is the Labyrinth Zone, also Sega's first attempt at a water-based stage with the Blue Blur. Now, personally I hate the Marble Zone a little more, but if I had to hold a poll between that stage and this one, I have a feeling the Labyrinth Zone would win by a landslide. For a multitude of reasons. Now, oh, hold up! Okay, my memory may be a little patchy here. Can anybody here remember any other occasion where we found a bubble shield in the first 3 zones for Sonic 1? Cause I can't. It's only now that we finally find a bubble shield, and on a water stage of all places. I will say by the time it was great, because it would have been borderline useless on any other stage, as this is the only stage in Sonic 1 where water is involved at all. So it makes sense for the bubble shield to appear here, but I was not willing to bet a whole stack on it, as we hadn't found the shield up until now, so good timing, I guess? Not that I'm going to complain, because now that we have the bubble shield, we just immediately did away with one of the biggest threats behind the Labyrinth Zone. Drowning. So we can stay underwater for as long as we want. Well, Sonic can anyway, Tails can't, but he's immortal, so we're not losing anything. Alrighty. Now, the good thing about being underwater, at least the bubble shield, is that your movement speed is essentially cut in half, so it can feel like you're moving through mud, essentially. But this at times can work to your advantage, as in other Sonic games, I've actually been able to use the water physics to my advantage. A good example of that is spin dashing along a ramp in the chemical plant zone, and it helps you get to an area right above the one you're at right now. People should know what I'm talking about when I say that. It's like, that area where you have to go through like a maze of blocks that could either crush you or push you far back enough that you'll drown in chemical plant, as that had water at the time. Also, this here is a nice shortcut that will get you straight to the end of the first act in the Labyrinth Zone. So if you're hoping to cut down on the headache this stage will give you, this is the way to go. But if you'll remember, we did not get the Chaos Emeralds in the Spring Yard Zone. So unfortunately I had to double back because I've got to get the rings necessary to get myself another shot at the Emeralds. Usually by this point in the game I would have all of them already, but unfortunately, that's not in the cards right now. So yeah, I'm gonna press this switch, head on over this way, and pick up this ring box. Now it's 7 rings away from getting to a special stage. Now, you didn't have the bubble shield, you would have to periodically pick up these bubbles popping out from the ground to replenish your oxygen supply. That way you don't drown. And you'll also want to watch your step, because these platforms will guide you straight into a bed of spikes that will flat out crush you. And that brings us to the other reason the Labyrinth Zone is so hated. In addition to the movement speed being cut in half underwater, that makes it much more difficult to have to deal with these. But the bubble shield does kind of reduce the difficulty level a great deal, so we've nothing to worry about. But when we playing the original Sonic 1, oh boy, you'll be glad when the stage is over and done with. But like I said before, when you play this stage as a mod, it actually becomes quite fun, especially in Sonic Mania. But otherwise, I can understand why people hate the zone. Having practiced so much myself on the 3DS version, I'm perfectly fine with it, but that's just because I played through this stage so often. Like any other kid who played this stage for the first time, I was paralyzed from fear the very first time I heard the drowning music. And we should be hearing it right now, only poor Tails is the one drowning, so we're not gonna be treated to that just yet. Can you get up here? Dang! The bubble shield is like, Labyrinth Zone? What's that? I feel kind of dirty using it now. What? Wait, hold on. Is anybody else seeing this? That's a bad nick, but it's designed to work underwater, so why is it above water and still able to move? Oh! Oh wait, because we actually didn't set off the increase of the water level, huh? Did we actually skip it outright? That doesn't usually happen. That is so weird. Okay, now it's going off. I've actually never been able to skip it like that. Did the bubble shield really give me that much of an advantage? Because I have never seen that happen before. I really haven't. Oh god. Those guys with the spikes all around them are annoying. I think they're called Orbinauts or something like that. But the irritating thing about beating them is you're gonna have to avoid their projectiles! Oh, thank god. Shield's still intact. Well, this could take a while. It's already been well over 5 minutes. But, yeah. To clean navigate the zone, you're gonna have to take your time because the trap placement here is abhorrent. And speaking of traps, don't stand on sponge blocks or I think you can figure out what will happen because Sonic and being crushed doesn't go well together. Oh god, why? Sega must have hired sadists to make this stage at the time Sonic 1 was being developed. Because, dear God almighty, it's unbearable. I could go on and on and on with a list of reasons why this stage is hated, but I think the first act alone already gave you an idea of how dreadful it is. And we're not even done with it. We've only made it through the first act. But before we worry about that, let's see if we can get the 7th special stage. Do we? Or... that doesn't look like the 7th stage. Because again, I set the max emeralds to 7. This looks like... I think this is the 5th one. I think. I can't really... Come on, I should be able to recognize, but this looks awfully familiar. Yeah, this looks like the 5th special stage. So, you definitely cannot make it to the 7th special stage, and therefore get the 7th emerald if you are playing on a save file. Finally, that question has been answered, and not in a way I would have liked. Oh my god. Bumper spheres, you've already gotten on my bad side as it is. I don't recommend doing that again. Okay, we gotta continue. Do we go this way? Yes, we do. Thank goodness they placed those red and white spheres along the way. You'd be falling into gold spheres otherwise. Okay, come on, come on, come on. Just a little bit more. There we go. Alright. I think it'd be better to grind the blocks from this corner right here, given how the stage is rotating. Ah. Okay, we're almost there, but it kind of feels like the closer you get to the emerald, the harder it is to actually grab. Okay, got it. We did it. That's the red emerald procured, baby. One video later than I would have liked, but sometimes you gotta stumble before you can bounce back. And I think we gotta continue along the way. Yes, we did. Not that we really need it, because as an effect of the mobile remake, we have a save file system in effect, just like in Sonic 3, so they're just a novelty at this point. Anyway, Labyrinth Zone Act 2. Now, if it wasn't for how daunting this stage feels to play through, I'd actually like how it looked, because see the detail on these vines and those crystals we were passing by along the way? It kind of feels like part of Labyrinth Zone's design in turn inspired that of Quartz Quadrant, where they decided to go all out with a stage resembling a mine where you could find gems, like diamonds for one. Basically the Quartz Quadrant zone in Sonic CD. And one of my favorite stages at that too, especially with the Good Future music. Oh my god. Granted, every Good Future theme in Sonic CD, at least you're playing the Japanese soundtrack, is absolutely amazing, so that's not really saying much. But, okay. Oh, thank goodness. Oh god. If you don't understand why I was panicking there, we were actually seconds away from hearing the drowning theme. And we don't have a bubble shield right now, which is weird because we started the first act with a bubble shield, but this time around, there's not one. And never mind. Ah! Oh god. Oh no. I would very much prefer not to have that music haunting my dreams tonight, if you don't mind. even with a bubble shield in play, we are not safe from that nightmare-inspiring drowning theme. Yes, that terrified the heck out of me as a kid, and I never wanted to hear it again ever since. I've gotten more used to it over the years, but there's just something about the way it's been conducted in Sonic 1 that just curls your blood to listen to it. And you know for a fact that there is a consequence for staying underwater for too long. That theme really gets that message across. Whew. And here I was hoping not to have to hear it at all since we were playing the mobile remake, but we're not that lucky. Tails can use the bubbles more than I'm here on out though, now that we've got this bad boy. That said, try not to lose it, or you'll be very hard pressed to make it through these mazes without drowning. Ah, stupid Orbinauts. Stupid Orbinaut, especially underwater, of all places. Come on, Sega. For one, you can either jump it, but I recommend just crouching underneath it, standing back up, and then having your way with the Orbinaut. Easy as that. We're gonna take these platforms. And, well, crap, I missed that jump, but that's okay. Bounce jump, baby. That's the other big benefit to the bubble shield, and it is really, really useful. I can't think out more useful than the electric shield, though, but I do find myself lean toward the electric shield a lot more in terms of versatility, so I guess I just answered my own question. Other than that, I would say that things are going swimmingly, but yeah, never mind. Given the stage that we're on, I don't think that's a choice of words you wanted me to adopt. Jesus Christ, dude, this stage is just as bad as the third special stage in terms of its layout. A while back, Red Hot Sonic commented on my Twitter clip about the 5th and 6th special stages that I just failed recently. And he said how, on the mobile remake, if you press nothing at all when you go to the 3rd special stage, it just chucks you head first into an exit sphere. Like, literally you don't do anything, you immediately lose the stage. I haven't tested that, so I can't say for sure. But if that's true, that's just terrible. But sadly the kind of thing I would expect from the special stage. Anyway, we made up for our failures in the last video and gotten all 6 emeralds, but it didn't say that Sonic got them all. I would think that if we did get them all, it would display a message indicating as such, but it hasn't, so, now I have another theory. If we had the max emerald set to 7, I guess we can only get to the 7th special stage once we picked up all 6 of the other emeralds. Because right now we can't go supersonic unless we get, the 7th emerald. That's my guess anyway, but anyway. This first part of the 3rd act can lead to constant water slides, but if you make a jump off the one right above us, you'll find a switch that can open up this wall right here, you'll go through here, and you'll basically continue the rest of the stage here. But once it goes off screen, it suddenly closes back up. Pretty subtle there, Sega. God, I remember being so terrified by the zone that I refused to go any further in this game unless somebody else beat it for me. But, unfortunately no one else could do that, so I eventually toughened up and did it all on my own. Perseverance, baby. I know it seems kind of weird to be scared of a water-based level, but if you grew up hearing the drowning theme like I did, you would understand. That said, in, the other classic Sonic games coming up, they kind of toned down the intensity of a drowning theme. It only started to go back up when Sonic Mania came out, but it still felt kind of like a mix of the tamer drowning themes and the one in its original form as heard in this game. I guess they took note of the people actually being legitimately scared by the drowning theme and decided to dial it back a notch. And while I appreciate that level of consideration, I wasn't exactly hoping for them to take the sting away from it entirely. Like, a piece of music is really good when it conveys the tone of the situation you're faced with. That's what makes it great. And part of what makes the game more engaging, so I kind of wish they hadn't done that at the same time. Does that make any sense? Oh yeah, remember the shortcuts in Act 1? This is a similar shortcut. You take that block that we were just moving past earlier, you'll come up here, straight to this area that contains these sponge blocks. Now, a great number of gamers have suffered from this section because they would fail to reach the sponge block on time before the water level went up. Ooh, wow! We actually almost cleared that. Dang! When you're underwater using a bounce jump, it really adds to your your launch height off of a jump, when you hit a badnik, that is. Otherwise, you can't really reach it, though I think Tails could give you a hand, but we're kind of cheating the stage enough as it is. Now, if you do get faced with a situation where you don't make it onto the sponge blocks in time to ride them up to the top of the stage, one thing the game never tells you to do is to go over here and crouch. At least the Genesis version anyway. Like, if you crouch, the water level will eventually go back down, and you'll be able to take the sponge blocks up to the top again. I think I have to keep holding down because that water level's been rising for a good period of time, the little screw up from earlier. Either that, or that got completely patched out in the mobile version. Which I'm thinking is the case because nothing's happening right now. Tails? I did not just soft lock the game, did I? Let's try this again. Maybe I stand in front of a checkpoint and then crouch. No? Okay, we're kinda in trouble. Tails, come up here. Come on, come on, come on. What? Huh? He's, I cannot get him to fly me up there. I just soft-locked the game. Tails, give me a hand here, please. I know you can swim. Oh god, Tails is going into his exhausted animation as soon as he grabs me, so I guess he can't swim and move me around at the same time. We're kind of stuck. What the heck? What the heck? Well, I guess this means we will have to restart the third act. Alright, let's try that again. And this time, I'm not gonna make that dumb mistake I made earlier. So here we go. Time to take the stairs to freedom.
A ghost?
What, was that the ghost of Tails? I know y'all saw him before he just evaporated into thin air. Well, am I going blind? I don't have 20/20 vision, but I cannot be that blind. And, no thank you, we don't need the electric shield. What I'd much rather do is race Eggman to the very top without losing this along the way, because if we lag behind too much, we will, go underwater again, and I'd rather not give up this shield in case we have to deal with that. So yeah, this is only a boss in the game where your concern is not with attacking Eggman. You just have to pursue him to the very top before the water catches up with you. And if you do end up taking too long, well, you could end up drowning. Or you would if, well, you already know by now. Labyrinth Zone is basically on easy mode. So, all things considered, this was less of a challenging stage than it usually is. So next time I play through this stage, I'm gonna be a better man and challenge myself, as in without using the bubble shield. So a bigger challenge would be, can we navigate it without ever setting off the drowning theme? That's the real question. Alright. So we are here at the Starlight Zone. My other favorite stage in this game. It's a tragically underutilized one, cause, well, there's a reason I call this stage a distant cousin to Stardust Speedway. They're both agonizingly short as you stick to the upper routes. But that's a discussion for the next video. That'll do it for this one, guys. Thank you for watching. If you enjoyed what you saw, I think you know the drill, pun not intended given the badniks we dealt with earlier. But if you don't, drop us likes and comments down below. Let me know what y'all thought. And if you'd like to keep up my content, hit that sub button and ring that bell. I don't want y'all to miss out on anything. Until then, guys, I'm out. I'll see y'all next time. Take care, and don't forget, blue blurs or live. See y'all later.